The first person Loki ever saw was his dear friend Ia. He remembers opening his eyes and feeling empty and void, but just. As soon as he saw Isa, things took a quick turn. Ia easily became his companion and guide. She was the one who oriented him about the strange place he had found himself in. They were at an orphanage with many other kids. Loki soon gets to discover with Isa at his side that the director of the orphanage is scary whenever he gets mad, and bread is better when dipped in soup. Ia teaches him how to read and write so he can learn of the outside world. She can't step outside into that outside world herself because she has an illness. Ia loves to draw, but that's not all. There's something magical about her paintings. With time, people in need stream their way towards Isa and her magical paintings. A sick bride gets healed. A farmer who had lost his leg sprouts a new one. An honest man who lost his earnings gets a bubble of more news of her miracle abilities spread across the continent, and people come from far and wide. Ia is happy helping people, and Loki is happy as long as Ia is happy, but there are some moments she expects and anticipates Loki to tell her she's getting carried away. Of course, if love struck, Loki feels that's what she needs to hear. Then sure, they both talk about living in a house together someday like the one in a painting. She also shares how the other kids feel she's a creep for having such abilities, but at least she has Loki who will calm her down during thunderstorms and hold her hand till she falls asleep on a fateful day. When they're asleep, a man barges into their room and grabs Ia by her neck. In a fit of rage, he lashes out at her that it's her fault that his wife and kids are dead. Loki tries to pry her off the man, but soon realizes something is off. It's like he's air and can't get a solid grip of her. He takes Ia's assault for him to realize that he was Isa's sketch all along, a figment of her imagination. While she rests, he expresses regret that he wasn't able to protect her. News reaches the director that the man from last night had been seen in a state of despair from the last incident. He's been muttering the same thing since last night, that a monster from Isa's painting killed his wife and children. The director announces that the man will be talking to the military police, then goes into the room to check on Ia. She is curled up in her bed and badly in tears. To think all she wanted to do was help people, and yet now someone had been harmed. The director encourages her to keep going as her paintings have indeed helped a lot of people. He tells her to consider what Loki would say. She replies that she can hear him at the moment telling her to keep going. Loki, who's right by her side, strongly disagrees. He wants her to be happy, but he also wants her to stop painting for people. The director announces that safety has to be of utmost importance. He has news that will soon be adopted by an aristocrat, and it would give him peace of mind knowing that she's about to be somewhere safe. He takes her into a hug and tells her that he's going to miss her, but she should know that she's going to a better place now. Loki overhears some people discussing how the director intentionally allowed the man from the previous day to trespass. There's a prevailing belief that he might have sold her off to eliminate both her and her peculiar paintings, aiming to get rid of any potential trouble. Ia and the invisible Loki arrive at the aristocrat's mansion. He welcomes them with an open hand, promising to embrace her and her paintings warmly. Ia stands in awe, captivated by the sheer size and beauty of the mansion. The aristocrat warmly assures her that she's now part of their world and can freely embrace the opulence around her. With bubbling excitement, he leads her to what seems like a room of promise, only for a plot twist to unfold. It turns out to be an unsettling blend of a hospital and a prison. Swiftly, he handcuffs her with a chain securely anchored to the floor bed. The atmosphere takes a sinister turn as he calmly informs her of a new regimen. She'll be fed twice a day and be expected to paint for him. In an eerie revelation, he acknowledges her unique painting style fueled by her own blood. To accommodate this, he boasts of arrangements with blood banks and provisions for transfusions as needed. Unfolding his grand plan, he asserts that she is his key to bringing joy to many, painting a troubling picture of a life now dictated by his ambitions. Poor Ia doesn't even bother putting up a fight. She grabs her picture of Loki, whispering that everything is okay because she has him. Her face, though, tells a different story, tears and pain taking over her. Loki has no choice but to hold her tight. Suddenly Loki can't hold it back. He blurts out, "I hate humans." Can't blame him, after all that I has been through. After all, it hangs in the air, this sharp truth about a world that has just turned too harsh. Over at a nearby bar, folks are buzzing about a fresh discovery, a new body found in the neighborhood. The talk of the town seems like there's a trend. Dead bodies popping up like unwelcome guests in the cocoon. Strangest part, no blood left in them. Whispers are making the rounds that some kind of monsters on a spree, yet not everyone is buying into the monster talk. One person in the bar stands firm. Monsters can't be to him, it's just a wild tale, no room for Creatures in the real world. In the midst of their chatter, a group spots a figure in a hood lugging around suspiciously. Large object curiosity kicks in, and one of them pipes up asking where this hooded individual is headed with that hefty thing. No response. Getting a bit wary, a man lays a hand on the cloaked stranger's shoulder, tossing out a friendly caution about the rumored monster prowling around. Well, that doesn't sit right with the hooded one. Instantly he gets all defensive, giving the guy a shove, snapping that he shouldn't be touched. Loki steps into the woods, keeping his vow to Isa to eliminate the monsters born from her creations. The Bartok echoes in his mind, those lifeless bodies drained of blood, a secret orchestration only he holds. In the midst of the forest, his attention is seized by an eerie presence. A mysterious man cloaked in a sinister aura catches Loki's watchful eye. The stranger bears cryptic markings on his forehead, adding an extra layer of into this secluded encounter. In the heart of the woods, a woman kneels, desperately pleading for her life, as the mysterious man torments her with sinister gestures and demands justification for her survival. Enter Loki brusquely, instructing her to step aside so he can intervene. Unfazed, the mysterious man questions Loki's heroics, asserting he never invited assistance. Undeterred, the man observes Loki's apparent lack of emotional response to the unfolding horror. Curious, he points out a monstrous creation spawned from what people label as the witch's painting. Seemingly unfazed, Loki remains stoic. The mysterious man spills the unsettling details. He stumbled upon the monstrous creation at a cabin where it had claimed the life of an old man. Rather than disposing of it, he decided to make an unusual PCT, considering the creature a bizarre blend of pet and business partner. The catch: figuring out how to sustain it given its peculiar appetite for copious amounts of blood. As the truth unfolds, the connection between the monster and the lifeless bodies scattered about the area starts to piece together. Mocking Loki, the mysterious man ridicule his ability to uncover the truth about the monster's feeding habits. Unfazed, Loki identifies the creature from sheet number 20, initially drawn by Isa as a harmless spider for pest control in a rose garden. The man laughs disdainfully, dismissing it as a mere pest controller and highlighting the creature's immortality for more significant purposes. Amidst the sinister laugh, Loki draws his sword, taking a determined stance. The painting, resistant to tearing or dissolution in water, proves a formidable challenge, yet with swift precision Loki manages to minate both the painting and the man, displaying a cold resolve fueled by his belief that humans are nuisances without a hint of remorse. Before then, Isa unveiled the grim reality. People have dubbed her creations the witch's monstrous paintings. Those who received her art transformed into the eye of envy, harnessing its power for malevolent purposes. Now blame is unjustly placed on what they call the witch's curse, tarnishing Isia's creations with an undeserved reputation. In a heartfelt moment, Isa discloses her preference to wait till the end, but time isn't on her side. She takes up her painting brush, dipping it into her blood for the first time, and carefully paints over Loki's sketch with a tear. She sends it into the wind, making her soul wish that Loki burns down all of her creations tainted by evil. Fast forward 109 springs later, Loki stands at Isa's grave, fulfilling her wish and his promise. He carries a frame slung about his back, a tool to track down the monsters born from those paintings and imprison them.